everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a nice little Christmas look. My plan in my mind is to go a little bit more glam, so something you might wear to a Christmas Eve party or something of that nature. So I already have my brows done and my eyelids are primed with concealer and my Milani primer, and I've set it with some translucent powder. So let's just jump right in. Today I'm going to use my Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals palette. I have been so in love with this palette. I am going to probably be focusing on Ritual and Soothe mostly for this look. I want it to be nice and bronzy. I didn't want to go with a typical like gold holiday eye, but I didn't want to go like green or red today. So this is what I'm using. First I'm going to use the Matte Aura, and I'm taking a really big brush. This is a Farrah 35E, and I'm going to put this really lightly right above my crease, kind of like at the edge of my brow bone right here. And I'm pulling it out to about the tail of my eyebrow. You can't hardly see it, but it's just there to give me a little base. Oh my gosh, my earring just fell out. The back's still there. What the heck? Let me try to put this back in. Next, I'm going to take this littler fluffy brush. This is a Luxie brush, and I'm going to dip into the Matte Soothe. And I'm going to put this directly into my crease and just sweep it back and forth. And I'm going to pull it straight out. I keep dipping back in the pan because I am starting with a very light hand and I'm building it very slowly until I get up to where I want, because I don't want to go too hard too quickly. And I also find that going in with a lighter hand at first helps me to make everything more blended. And I'm also going to put some right here on the outer corner. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other eye. I don't know if you are able to tell, but adding Aura right on my brow bone like I did helped to diffuse this Soothe color a little bit more, so I don't have just a hard line up there, which helps me make blending easier. I'm gonna make sure, I'm gonna go back and forth between my eyes to make sure everything is nice and blended before I go in with a different color. Okay, now I'm going to go into the Matte Ritual, and I'm going to take a little precise shader, and I'm only going to put the product right here kind of on the edges. Like, I'll dip in and show you. So like it's only right there on the edge, and I'm going to kind of place this right along here on my outer corner and make it like a little V. And then I'm going to go back in with the other side, it's the more blendy side, the more fluffy side, and I'm going to buff it and blend it so it's really nice and diffused. And again, I am pulling it out, and I'm just barely pulling this color into my crease, but not all the way. I'm stopping about halfway. I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. I'm just going to barely like tap my blending brush into there. Like I only got the very tips. And I'm going to use that to blend out this side. And once I feel I have enough, I wiped the brush off. And I'm just continuing to blend, taking my time, making sure it's all really nice and seamless. I'm actually dipping back into that color and just further deepening this outer corner up even more. Okay, now I'm going to take my finger and I am going to go into the sequin formula of Ritual. And I'm going to kind of put this right here, connecting that matte color. And then I'm just going to take that same finger and go into the metallic formula. And I'm going to press this right in the center and in the inner corner. I'm being very, very gentle, but at the same time I am really making sure my finger is pressing down where I want the product to go so I have a more precise application. And actually, I have decided I'm going to take a flat brush, a bigger one, yeah. And I'm going to spray it and I'm going to dip into the metallic of Ritual because I want it to be more. I want more oomph. So I'm going to focus this mostly on my lid closest to my lash line. And I don't know if you can tell, but I have these little folds where my eye socket is, and I'm not going past that. Are you guys excited for Christmas? Because I am so excited. Christmas is my favorite holiday. I love the music. I love how cheery and cozy everything feels. And it's just my favorite. I love it so much. I'm going to take that same flat brush and I'm dipping into the sequin shade again. And I'm just going to press that right here and kind of pat to blend into the metallic shade a little bit more. Because I feel like it was a little bit rough. I want it to be more seamlessly blended. Anyways, the only thing I'm kind of bummed about is when I love going like Christmas decoration shopping. I love, because I don't have a whole lot, I am slowly building my Christmas decorating collection. And I am very, very, very picky. I don't really like rustic stuff. I really love pink Christmas decorations. And finding tasteful, glamorous pink Christmas decorations for my house and for my tree is very, very hard because all the beautiful, elegant stuff is either red or silver or gold, and or white, and I have a very heavily flocked Christmas tree, and the white just kind of disappears into my tree, and I want a mainly pink tree, so it's just kind of like, yeah. Okay, now I'm going to take this really tiny brush and I'm going to dip into the sequin of memory right here. And I'm going to put this right along my lash line very, very softly. I'm actually going to spray my brush. I just want a little bit fuller of a lash line. And I'm not going all the way in, I'm stopping like a quarter of the way. And I'm making the line a little bit fatter out here and tapering it off as I get closer to my inner corner. And then I'm going to pull it out with whatever is left. I don't want like a very definitive wing, just a suggestion of one. Like that. Just very subtle, but still very glamorous. Okay, now you can totally stop here and have this be it if you're not comfortable using glitter. But I can't help myself, so I'm going to go into the Ritual glitter with a very, very light hand, but also firm enough to make it adhere to my eye. I am going to put this on my lid, but not going all the way over. I want this dark stuff to not be super glittery. Oh, I am so obsessed with this palette. I have used it so much. I really, really, really hope she comes out with a mauve-y palette because, oh, I love some mauves. Okay, I got a little bit of fallout, but that's okay. I can just wipe it away. I'm going to take a little puff and kind of whisk away most of those little glitters. So now I'm going to move on to my complexion. And I'm not really going to do any primer per se, but I am going to put this L'Oreal Visible Lift Serum Tint. This is the shade Pearl. I'm almost out. I love this stuff. I am going to take about that much warm it up in between my fingers and press it all into my skin. I find that this gives me a really, really beautiful glow without actually changing the undertone of my skin. Because sometimes if I use like my Milani one, it makes my face a little bit golden. So that's why I like using this one, because I feel like it preserves what my face naturally is. Now I'm going to go into my absolute favorite foundation. As you all probably know, if you are not new, it is the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. This is my absolute favorite of any foundation I've ever tried. It's just so beautiful. And every time I wear this, I remember in the wintertime that I need a little bit of a lighter color. Now that they have those now. This is the shade Light W2. I start with just light layers and I build to the coverage that I want, because I find it doesn't get as cakey with any foundation really if you work in light layers. Now that I've got that blended out, I think I need a little bit more coverage since I am going a little bit more glam. So I'm going to put it on the areas where I want more. So that would be like my inner cheek and my forehead, my chin, and maybe a little bit down here and on this guy. Okay, I noticed that this is not out as far as the other side, so I'm just going to take this littler fluffy brush that I was using and pull it out just slightly more. And then I'll go back to blending in my foundation. It was just bothering me, so I had to fix it. Now I'm going to go into concealer. This is the newest concealer I bought. I've only been using it for about 2 weeks, but so far I love it so much. It is not anything new. It's the NARS Radiant Concealer, and oh my goodness, I love it so much. And I'm gonna like kind of use the wand to map out the shape that I want to clean up my eyeshadow. And I'm going to highlight my forehead, my nose, and my chin a little bit. And maybe swipe a little bit down here just because. Oh, I'm in the shade Vanilla in this, if any of you are wondering. So I'm going to blend that out. Have any of you guys finished your Christmas shopping? Have you started? Are you a last minute shopper, an early shopper? Me, I try to do all my shopping throughout the year because I have a pretty large family and then I got 2 kids, so it can get pretty expensive if I try to do it all at once. But this year, I just kept putting it off, like, oh, I have 6 months. Oh, I have 4 months. And then all of a sudden, it was the beginning of November and I had nothing and I was freaking out. Yeah, this year, I'm a slightly last minute shopper, but I try not to be because I don't like going out during the Christmas rush. I don't like standing in a line for 30 minutes. I just would rather stay at home, listen to Christmas music, enjoy my decorations, drink coffee or tea, and bake. That's how I like to do my Christmases. Okay, I am going to work on my lower lash line now. I am going to take this little guy and dip into Soothe. And I'm going to run this all the way across. And then I am going to go into Ritual, the matte. And I'm just going to take the same brush, but I'm going to pinch it and place this right along my lash line and gently meeting it up with the outer corner. And then once I have all of that applied, I'm going to take a clean brush. This is a little bit of a bigger one, so I'm going to pinch it to make it a little smaller. I am going to buff all of that out. So it's really soft. Any of you guys hardcore music, Christmas music listeners? I am. I listen to it in my house. I listen to it in my car. I listen to it everywhere. And I start listening to it mid-November. And I don't stop listening to it until, I want to say January. I go all December. Because I just can't stop because I love it so much. I'm going to go back and take that little brush that I had the sequin of memory on. And I'm going to very, very carefully put it on my lashes, like right up next to it, but only on the outer quarter. So like that. And then I'm going to go back in and buff it out. Anyways, what is your guys' favorite Christmas song? Like all-time top favorite. Normally, my favorite Christmas song would be Last Christmas by Wham. And I know that's probably like, of course it is, like really, you couldn't have picked something else, but yeah, no, that's my favorite, one of my favorites. But this year, my favorite Christmas song is Like It's Christmas by the Jonas Brothers. I could listen to that song on repeat all day, but I don't because I don't want to get tired of it before Christmas actually gets here. Now I am going to go in with bronzer. First I'm going to go in with a cream and then a powder because at your party you want to make sure it lasts, you know? So I'm going to take the Physicians Formula bronzer stick. This is the shade Toffee. And I'm going to apply this directly on my sponge. I've never tried this technique before, so let's hope it works. Anyway, I'm going to put it right... Oh, I forgot to blend out this concealer. Wow. Wow. Nice job, Michael. Nice job. Bronzer, not working that great. So I'm going to warm it on the back of my hand. I'm going to put my product on my hand, so I warmed it up and got a really big thing. And I'm going to dip my sponge in that and then try again. Oh yeah, that's better. That's so much better. I'm going to flip it around and go on this flat side of my sponge, which is clean, and I'm going to press over all the bronzer and make sure it's all blended out so I don't just have little stripes. I put some right underneath and then in the corners of my mouth on the top. And I am blending it mostly away, but I just wanted to create the illusion that my lips are really full right in the center. Since I'm going in with a nice, really vibrant red color, I wanted to make sure my lips had some more definition. I'm just taking whatever is left on the back of my hand, which wasn't very much, and I'm pinching the side of my sponge, and I'm going to press it on the sides of my nose and underneath. Then I'm going to take my finger and soften if there's any harsh little lines that I didn't catch. Now I'm going in with the powder bronzer, and I'm going to use Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer because I know I've been using this a lot, but you know, I really like it, so that's all. I am going to use this fluffy brush that I have been using. Very, very lightly kind of set that cream bronzer down. And then go in the middle of my forehead right here. And then I'm going to take the powder and go on my jaw. I'm going to go into highlighter now because I'm going to put my blush over top. I want people to look at me and say, wow, she's so glowy, but not, wow, she has a ton of highlighter on. So I'm going to do that first. This is another recent purchase of mine. It's not new again. It's the Juvia's Place, the Tribe Highlighters Volume 3. And it is the lightest shade, I'm pretty sure, but oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I'm just going to sweep my brush into it and tap the extra off because it packs a punch. And I'm going to work blending in tiny little circles. And bring it down onto the apple of my cheek just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to take a clean, like, dense little flat brush, and I'm just going to kind of buff this highlighter around to make it a little bit more diffused, because I got a tad too much on this side. Like, look at that. And yeah, I need to match it now. Now I'm going to put it right here and right on here, my forehead, right above my eyebrows, and right down the center of my nose and on my chin. And then I'm going to take actually a little eyeshadow brush. This is a really flat, domey like brush. And I'm going to take the highlighter on that and put it on my Cupid's bow, because I don't really like to get it on my lips. Okay, I'm actually going to use two blushes. I know, but you know, listen. I want to use this ColourPop blush in the shade See You Later because I really, really love this tone. I think it's really nice, wintry, flush color, but it's matte and I want it to be a little bit more glowy, so I'm going to mix a tad bit of Luminoso in it. I know it's a little bit more peachy, so I think mixing in a tiny bit of this will help. It'll be pretty. Just wait. I'm going to kind of wipe, and I'm going to dip into the See You Later blush and then into Luminoso just a little bit. And then I'm going to apply this. I only used like a tad bit of Luminoso since I'm putting the blush on top of the highlighter, and that's already going to give me a nice glow. I just wanted a little bit extra. Ooh. I'm getting a little heavy, so I'm going to pat it with my sponge to tone it down. There we go. I'm going to run it up here, whatever's left, and on my chin, and on my nose. I'm taking a clean brush, and I'm just going to buff around the edges to make sure I have everything nicely blended. I think I got it a little bit too close in, so I'm going to take just the most minuscule amount of concealer and put it right there and kind of fade it into my blush. I'm going to go back into the Juvia's Place highlighter and use this as an inner corner. And I'm going to kind of bring it down onto my lower lash line just a smidge, just to make sure my eye is really nice and awake looking. And I'm going to take a little bit and go right up into my eye socket. I learned this trick from Ali Glines and I really enjoy it. So I did not come up with this, but I am doing it because I really, really love it. I'm going to add a little bit more in the inner portion just to make it really bright in there. Oh, I really like how this is turning out. Okay, I'm going to take a clean brush and dip into Matte Aura and a little bit of Metallic Aura and kind of put it directly under my brow as a highlight. I'm mixing matte and metallic because I don't want it to be super shimmery or reflective. I just want a little bit. Okay, I'm going to take a ColourPop cream gel liner. This is the shade Over. No! It fell out. Oh no, where'd it go? Dagnabbit. Okay, well, I guess I'm not using that. I'm going to use this Pixie eyeliner. This is an Endless Silky Eye Pen in the shade Rose Glow. And I'm going to put this into my waterline. Dang, that was my favorite eyeliner. ColourPop. Wow, the end just popped off too. ColourPop, why are you doing this to me? Why? We had a good thing going. You had to do that. So now I am going to put some mascara on and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Mascara is on. I must say, I'm so happy with the way this turned out. It's really nice and sultry, but at the same time, kind of holiday-y with that little sparkle. So pretty. I use the CoverGirl Super Sizer Fibers because I need any help I can get with my short little stubby lashes. If you use falsies, you can totally wear falsies. I don't typically wear falsies because I find that they just cover up my entire eyelid and they go way up and you just can't see my makeup. So, you know, I bet individual falsies would be nice to put like on the outer corners and make it really nice and fluttery, but I haven't done that, so. Okay, now it's time for lips. I'm going to use this Makeup Forever lip liner in the shade 8C. It is very well loved. It's my favorite red lip liner. So, I'm going to line my lips and I'm going to slightly overdraw the top in the center and the bottom in the very center. But I'm going to keep it very precise on the outer corners. So the lipstick I am going to top it with is a KKW lipstick. This is the shade Candy Apple Red. And this is my first KKW lipstick, but let me just say, this is probably one of my favorite formulas. It is so creamy and so comfortable, and it is just beautiful. And I really love, this red does stain the lips, but I really like that in a red lipstick. Because whenever you're, especially at a holiday party, you're eating snacks, you're drinking punch or whatever it may be, and your lipstick starts to fade. And I absolutely hate wearing a red or any other bold lip and you're eating and it just is gone, so you just have like, looks like liner on and nothing else. But this, I wore it to a tea party and I was eating snacks, drinking tea, and it stayed. It wore evenly. It looked almost the exact same as when I first put it on. It was a little bit faded, but it was evenly faded. I didn't have any other, like, it wasn't just gone around the inside of my mouth and it was still there on the outside. It was all completely evenly faded, but just barely. It was amazing. Okay, let me just put it on. It's because it's beautiful. Okay, just look at this. Isn't it the most beautiful red lip you have ever seen? I mean, look at it. It's gorgeous. Okay, so now I'm going to put some brow gel on. I am going to use my e.l.f. Wow Brow. I'm going to run it through to make my brows look really nice and fluffy. Oh man, guys. I really, I love this so much. I actually, every single year, my family has a Christmas Eve party, and it is a tradition. And I think I might wear this to that party because, let me tell you, I love it so much. It's so pretty. Okay. Oh, do you guys have any Christmas traditions with your family? Let me know in the comments. I would love to know. Okay. Next is, I am going to set my face now. I'm actually going to use, this is the Physicians Formula Cucumber and Bamboo Facial Mist. But this mister, I hate this mister. It makes little dots. So I put whatever was left in my L'Oreal Lumi bottle. This was empty. So I just put the rest of this into this because this sprayer is very, very fine. Very, very beautiful. So I'm going to first spray my face with this. I'm going to let that dry just a little bit. And then I'm going to press that into my skin with my sponge. And then I'm going to spray with this ColourPop Hyaluronic Setting Mist. Okay, I'm going to let that dry down just a little bit. And again, pressing it in with my sponge. And that is this completed holiday look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you'll be notified every single time I upload. And I hope you have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. I will see you in my next video. Bye! Okay, it's back in. Yes, yes. And I know that's probably, since I'm going in with a really red, really beautiful, deep, oh my gosh, spit it out, just like that, just like that. Yep. Okay, all right, pretty. Love it. I want to use this ColourPop blush in the shade See You Later. Speak, just get the words out. Okay, there we go. That's better. Much better. Okay, I'm going to take a ColourPop cream gel liner. This is the shade Over. No! It fell out. Oh no, where'd it go? This is actually my first KKWB lipstick, and I must say it is probably... Stop interrupting me. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell before you go.